state. But now we have an exact figure of just how much more expensive it is for the typical family of four. The number will absolutely shock you and will reveal what's driving the high cost of living in California and what we're doing to fight back. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state representative. And everyone knows it costs more money to live in California, but we're told it's because California is such a much better state and everyone wants to come here. Well, not anymore, honey. People are fleeing in record numbers. Costs a lot to get a U-Haul truck going out of California, almost nothing to rent a U-Haul truck coming back. You know, the politicians like to throw out numbers, facts, and figures that really shroud the true cost of living crisis in our state. And of course, the media hasn't been really digging deep. But a new report out from the Transparency Foundation gives an exact figure called the California Cost of Living Penalty, is what they're dubbing it. And it's an astonishingly shocking number. We're going to give you that number. We're going to talk about what's driving the real cost crisis in California and what we're doing to fight back. First and foremost, I want to send you to the website, thetransparencyfoundation.org, thetransparencyfoundation.org. That's where you're going to find the report. This is the third year in a row that the Transparency Foundation has issued this cost of living study. And what they do is quite remarkable because it's the right way to build this analysis. They take a typical family of four, middle class, and then they build a basic household budget for that family of four. Rent or housing, daycare, health insurance, car insurance, gas, electricity, water, food, all of the basic costs of living for a household budget. They take the costs in California and then they benchmark that against the average cost for each of those items in the US. And the result, a typical family of four pays $29,753.16 more as just a middle-class family, more to live in California. And they call this the California Cost of Living Penalty. You go to the website, thetransparencyfoundation.org. The full report is up there. And what it shows is the middle-class home income would be at least $130,000. And that they're running an annual deficit of $32,391 versus a national annual deficit of $2,637 nationwide. And this is for a family of four. Their average taxes, $42,000. That then gives them net income of $7,200 per month in change. But their cost of living is $9,964 per month for a family of four. The national average would be about $7,500. So we're looking at a staggering cost of living deficit for this family of $29,753. What are the costs? Well, housing costs, not surprisingly, are the highest overage. Housing costs are 124% more for homeowners, for mortgage, 50% more for renters. Gas costs are 50% higher than average. Food costs 27%, water 48%, healthcare 5%, state and local taxes 45% higher, childcare 51% higher, electricity 101% higher, car insurance 20% higher. This is astonishing. And when you take a look at the breakdown in the actual report, and I encourage you to actually read the full report, it's got all the data sources, and it builds out the budget. For example, one of the factoids they use is California's cost of living inflation rate was 6.1% last year compared to the national average of 2.9%. That gives California's inflation rate for just the last 12 months 210% higher than the national average. Gavin Newsom has a problem. As he runs for president, cost of living continues to be the top issue nationwide, and it's certainly the top issue in California. And when it comes to that metric, like so many other categories, Gavin Newsom is the worst governor in the nation. You give him the keys to the White House, you'll get even worse cost of living nationwide. The report goes on to go through each of the categories. So here is the Garcia family. This is what they built for the average household budget. They talk about what the average cost is for that item, like electricity. Like, for example, electricity nationwide is about $127.36 a month for average, $244.36 a month here in California. All because of the Green New Deal, the greedy new steal that the Democrats have enacted in our state. So when you take a look here, they have polling numbers about people's views on cost of living. And then we go here to what it takes to be a middle-class family in California. And here in 2024, it's astonishing to be a middle-class family or any household, actually. $57,000 is middle class in Anaheim, California, to high-end middle class, $170,000. San Diego, you have to be $71,000 for low income, middle class income. $212,000, you're still middle class for your household. San Jose, $272,000, still considered middle class. And so it goes city by city. And then it goes cost item by cost item, and it tells you how we can cut the costs. There are proposed reforms, which I agree with 100%. So, for example, in housing, we need to cut regulations, repeal anti-landlord laws, cap housing development costs and timelines, resist housing taxes. Part of the regulations are changing the building code in the state of California. For gasoline costs, suspend the gas tax, allow domestic oil production, allow for gas refining based upon a common sense regulatory standard. All of that would reduce the cost of gas in the state of California. Each and every item, electricity costs, healthcare costs, it goes through item by after item, offering cost reforms to reduce the cost of living in California. It's a great report. I encourage you to share it. But how do we make change happen? The Transparency Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit. They don't get involved in politics. Here at Reform California, we do. And so we are introducing bill after bill in Sacramento through my office in the legislature to enact some of these reforms that everyone says will be needed to bend the cost curve in California. Democrats have not only rejected each and every one of those reforms, but they've gone the opposite direction. They made the situation worse. So the first thing we're doing is we're laying out a legislative agenda and calling the question and forcing a vote, because we're building a dirt file. The dirt file will be the votes that Democrats cast against these common sense cost-saving reforms and votes they're casting in favor of making the problem worse. We then will weaponize that against them in the next election. Watch how we do it next year, because outside of the voter ID initiative, which again is the main project we have at Reform California proactively, to get 1 million signatures on the California Voter ID initiative, to place that game-changing initiative on the ballot, our second theme next year is going to be cost of living. And making this a whole focus of every race for state legislature, city council, county board, up and down the state of California. I encourage you to do a few things to join the fight. Number one, go to Reform California and share the story that we've put up about this report and some of the reforms that we're calling on to change how much it costs to live in California. Also, while you're there at Reform California, please sign up at the bottom of the website so you're tethered into our growing movement statewide to take back our state from the far left insanity. All you have to do is go to the bottom of the website, put in your first name, last name, email, phone, and zip code, and you'll receive updates on what we're doing in your area, what candidates we're endorsing, what events we're holding, what rallies, how you can get involved. If you're not signed up, though, you're not going to know, so please sign up. Also, while you're at that website, please chip in a contribution, put gas in the tank. We need the resources to support candidates to make a difference, to bend that cost curve. I know that at a time when costs are higher, It's hard to justify a political contribution, but I'm asking you, invest in the change, or else it's only going to get worse. Our average contributor gives $5 to $6 a month, $67 a year. Please give whatever you can. And finally, 84% of you are not subscribed to this channel. If you subscribe, it's free, and you boost the algorithm so that the videos, the podcasts, can get out there in a wider distribution. Plus, share this video, like this video, help us spread the word. It costs too much to live in California. We now have a number. We have the reasons why. We have a common sense set of reforms to drive down those costs. What's lacking? Political leadership. And as Gavin Newsom runs for president, we're going to hang this report, the burden of costs in California, around his neck and warn the country. Until next time, I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California and a California state legislator. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state.